When we think about the future of transportation, flying cars often come to mind. For decades, this idea has lived in science fiction movies, comic books, and childhood imaginations. But now, thanks to advances in technology, some of those wild dreams are turning into real machines. One of the most exciting examples is the Archer Midnight eVTOL aircraft. This sleek electric air taxi promises to change how we move through cities, how we think about commuting, and maybe even how we view the skies above us. The Midnight is not just a concept or a prototype. It's a carefully designed aircraft created by Archer Aviation, a company that has quickly risen to become one of the leaders in the race to build the next generation of urban air mobility vehicles. Midnight stands out because it is practical, it is designed for real-world use, and it is being prepared for commercial service within the next few years. The Archer Midnight is an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, which is often shortened to eVTOL. That simply means it can lift off straight up into the air like a helicopter, but it runs on electricity instead of fuel. Once it's in the air, it transitions into forward flight, more like a small airplane. This mix of helicopter-like and airplane-like abilities gives it incredible flexibility. Archer designed Midnight to be an air taxi. That's right, instead of squeezing into traffic on the ground, you could call for one of these and hop across the city by air. Midnight can carry 4 passengers plus a pilot, making it a shared ride for city travel. Its range is about 100 miles, but Archer says its sweet spot is shorter trips of around 20 miles, which makes it perfect for quick hops between city centers and airports. Another key point is speed. Midnight can fly at around 150 miles per hour. Imagine living in a city where driving from downtown to the airport normally takes an hour in heavy traffic, but with Midnight, the same trip could take just 10 minutes. That's the future Archer is aiming for. To really understand Midnight, it helps to know a little about Archer Aviation. The company was founded with a clear mission: to make air travel in cities safe, quiet, sustainable, and affordable. While some companies focus only on futuristic ideas, Archer has been very practical. They want to build a vehicle that not only looks futuristic but also works within real urban environments. Archer's leadership includes people who have worked in aerospace, automotive, and technology industries. This mix of experience means they know how to design advanced aircraft while also thinking about cost, safety, and mass production. In fact, Archer is not just building 1 or 2 prototypes for show. They are working with major partners, including United Airlines, to roll out fleets of Midnight aircraft for actual service. This approach is why Midnight is so important. It is not just a toy for the wealthy or a fancy gadget, it's meant to become part of everyday transportation systems. Let's take a closer look at the technology behind this aircraft. Midnight is an eVTOL, so it runs on batteries instead of jet fuel. It has 12 propellers attached to 6 booms extending from the aircraft's body. Some of these propellers tilt during flight, allowing the aircraft to transition smoothly from vertical lift to forward cruise. The design makes Midnight quiet compared to helicopters. Helicopters are notoriously loud because of their large spinning rotors. Midnight uses smaller propellers that spin at different speeds, which reduces the noise dramatically. That's important for city use because no one wants constant loud buzzing over their neighborhoods. The aircraft is designed for fast turnaround. Archer envisions Midnight being able to fly short trips, land, recharge quickly, and take off again. The batteries are optimized for these short urban missions. Instead of flying for hours like traditional planes, Midnight focuses on doing many short flights each day. Another important aspect is safety. Midnight has redundancy built into almost everything. That means if one system fails, another can take over. The multiple propellers are also part of this safety design. If one motor stops working, the aircraft can still stay in the air. Archer has been working closely with the Federal Aviation Administration to make sure Midnight meets all safety regulations needed for commercial flights. Now let's imagine what it would be like to ride in a Midnight aircraft. You would walk up to a small vertiport, which is like a mini airport designed for eVTOL vehicles. After boarding, you'd take your seat alongside up to 3 other passengers. The cabin is designed to be comfortable, with large windows so you can enjoy the view of the city below. Takeoff would be smooth and much quieter than a helicopter. Within seconds, you'd rise above the buildings and shift into forward flight. The ride would be fast, quiet, and efficient. In less than 10 or 20 minutes, you'd arrive at your destination, skipping the frustrating traffic jams below. Archer wants Midnight to feel safe and natural, not like an experimental flying machine. The interior design is simple and modern, more like a premium car ride than a traditional aircraft cabin. This is intentional. Midnight is about bringing flight into everyday life, not making it feel like a rare event. You might be wondering why this matters so much. After all, flying cars have been talked about for years, and many of them never make it past the prototype stage. The difference with Midnight is that it's designed for real business use, backed by real partnerships, and aimed at solving real transportation problems. Traffic is a major issue in cities around the world. As populations grow, roads get more congested, and commutes get longer. Building new highways takes years and costs billions, and public transit doesn't always meet people's needs. Air taxis like Midnight offer a new way to move people quickly, using the empty skies above cities. Midnight also matters for sustainability. It's all electric, which means zero emissions during flight. As more cities push for cleaner transportation, electric air taxis fit perfectly into that vision. The quiet design also makes them friendlier for urban neighborhoods compared to noisy helicopters. One of the biggest challenges for any new aircraft is certification. The FAA has very strict rules to make sure planes are safe before they carry passengers. Archer has been working closely with regulators from the very beginning. Midnight is currently going through test flights, simulations, and safety reviews to meet all the required standards. This process takes time, but it's necessary. Archer has been transparent about their goal to achieve certification in the middle of this decade. United Airlines has already announced plans to use Midnight aircraft for airport shuttle services once approval is granted. That's a big deal because it shows confidence from a major airline partner. Archer isn't doing this alone. They've partnered with Stellantis, the global automotive company that owns brands like Jeep, Chrysler, and Peugeot. Stellantis is helping Archer with manufacturing, which is a huge advantage. Building aircraft at scale is difficult, but with an experienced automotive partner, Archer can use efficient production methods to bring costs down. United Airlines is another key partner. They've placed significant orders for Midnight aircraft and plan to integrate them into their passenger services. Imagine booking a flight on United, and as part of your ticket, you get a ride from downtown to the airport in a Midnight eVTOL. That kind of seamless travel experience could become a reality very soon. Of course, it's not all smooth flying, there are still challenges to overcome. Battery technology is one of the biggest factors. Current batteries can support short flights, but long-distance travel will require further advances. That's why Archer is focusing on shorter trips at first, which is smart and realistic. Infrastructure is another challenge. Cities need vertiports where these aircraft can land, recharge, and take off again. Some cities are already planning them, but widespread adoption will take time. Public acceptance is also important. People need to trust that these vehicles are safe, reliable, and affordable. That will take time and plenty of education. But just like electric cars, once people experience the benefits, adoption could grow quickly. It's exciting to imagine where this technology could lead. At first, Midnight will be used for airport shuttles and short city hops. Over time, as batteries improve and infrastructure expands, we could see networks of eVTOLs connecting entire regions. For example, instead of driving 2 hours to another city, you could take a 30-minute air taxi ride. Business travelers, tourists, and everyday commuters could all benefit. The skies could become as busy with short flights as the roads are with cars today. There's also potential for these aircraft to be used in emergency situations, like medical transport or disaster relief. Quiet, fast, and electric air mobility could make a huge difference in saving lives. The Archer Midnight is more than just a flying machine, it's a symbol of how quickly technology is advancing and how our world is changing. Just a decade ago, most people would have laughed at the idea of calling an air taxi on your phone like you do with a ride-sharing app. Now, that idea is only a few years away from becoming reality. Midnight shows us that the future of transportation is not just about faster cars or better trains, it's about rethinking how we use the space around us, including the space above us. By moving into the skies, we can create new solutions to old problems. The Archer's Midnight eVTOL aircraft is a bold step toward a future where flying is part of everyday life. With its sleek design, electric power, and practical vision, Midnight could become the backbone of a new kind of urban air mobility. It's not just about getting somewhere faster, it's about creating a cleaner, quieter, and more connected way of moving through our cities. As we watch Midnight move closer to commercial service, it's hard not to feel excited. This isn't just science fiction anymore, it's happening in front of us. And one day, not too far from now, you might find yourself stepping into a Midnight aircraft, lifting off above the traffic, and soaring across the city on a ride that feels like the future finally arrived.